Hi, I'm Wendy from shinyhappyworld.com, and today I'm going to show you how to do something that I've seen called an overcast stitch, but I always think of it as satin stitch couching. So it's very similar to the couching stitch that we did in the last video, but this time we're going to cover the whole cord. Okay, this should look familiar. It's the same kind of cord that we used in the first couching video, only this time we're going to cover it much more completely. So instead of spacing our stitches out, we're going to stitch right next to each other, just like a satin stitch, and that's why I always think of this as satin stitch couching. So I'm taking my second stitch really close to that first stitch so that there's no space in between them, and I'm completely covering that cording. You would normally do this in a matching color thread so that in case you miss a little bit of a spot, it's not going to be very visible, but I wanted you guys to be able to see what I was doing, and the contrasting thread helps with that. Now that I've gotten it anchored a little bit with a couple of stitches, let me do one more here. I'm going to go back and get that beginning part, because it's a little hard to go right up to the tail end from the beginning, because you've got to at first just get that piece anchored down. So I'm going back and catching that beginning, and then I'll move on down the cord. And I'm going to actually kind of use my fingers if I can to hold that in place. Do that again. I'm going to use my fingers to kind of guide that onto the very tip of that. So as I pull that through, I'm just going to kind of push it toward the end. So there you can see I've got even the end of it is pretty well covered. And then I will go back now and continue stitching along the length of the cord. And that's it. You'll get a nice completely covered cord, and it's still raised up like the regular couching is. So that's it. It's basically the same thing as the other couching video, except you're putting your stitches really, really close together and completely covering that cord. So basically, it's just couching with a satin stitch. I'm Wendy from shinyhappyworld.com. I'll see you next time.